Welcome back for another video. If you didn't check out the last video of us driving the car, go check that out. Put a link up there. Definitely check that out. Pretty good video. Very exciting. Very nerve-wracking. What are we going to talk about today? So let's talk about things that need addressing and a quick little update on this car because a lot of things have been happening, and there's a playlist also that you can check that out of just, I want to say about 90% of the stuff I've done to the car. There has been stuff here and there that I haven't filmed, and that's kind of just because I didn't think it was worth it to make a video, or like I kind of just started working and then forgot. Let me get my phone out. We'll go have a little quick list. There's only a few things that definitely need addressing. Make this car like actually like drivable, and then we'll see about how we're gonna fix them. Number one thing that needs to be fixed is the O2 sensor. First off, I don't know if the sensor itself is messed up. I gotta figure out how to troubleshoot that. When I turn the car on, it's at 14.7. Then it works its way down a little bit, a couple down, and then it just goes full lean. I just get the 3 dots. So it could just be a massive exhaust leak, or it's not working at all. So I have my old O2 sensor that I'll probably figure out a way to hook that up. Maybe even I just hold it over the exhaust, since it's like, the exhaust is like 6 inches long, so maybe I'll just hold it there, see if it reads anything, and I guess that could help me troubleshoot that issue. I did contact the tuner, and he said that the amount of fuel that's going into it, the car's not lean. It's just the sensor's acting up. So it's, like I said, it's either the sensor or it's either a massive exhaust leak, and there's only but two connections, so it'll be pretty easy to find the exhaust leak on that. Keep it on with the exhaust. Could kind of tell right there. It's right here. That's the exhaust right there. It's not tall enough, so when I close the hood, which I'm gonna talk about the hood in a second. When I close the hood, say like the hood's here, and then the exhaust like stops like here, so it doesn't really exit the engine bay, if that makes sense. So I was getting a lot of exhaust fumes in the cab, but I don't know if that's because it's just exhausting right in front of my face or because of that. So I gotta figure out a way to extend the exhaust, just at least so it comes out of the hood. That shouldn't be an issue. Just gotta figure out a way to connect it and make that work. I'll put some more exhaust wrap on it and it'll look good. The hood, very easy mod. Down, all the way up. I guess that's kind of called like the Honda hood mod. You just gotta grind off 2 nubs on each, well, 1 nub on each hinge. Then you could, I guess, overextend it open. That's not a big deal. I'll show you the holes I cut in the hood. One's good, the other one's like a little weird, but I will be getting a new hood at some point, so I didn't really care that much, and yeah, I could fix it. My whole bit jumped a little bit on one of them, so let me show you that quick. Wastegate. You see the hole is a little messed up there, lost some paint there. This nice little oblong hole, you can see that's where the exhaust is like all the way down there. And it jumped a little bit there. Nothing a little like Bondo and some paint can't fix. The wastegate hole, I guess I could, if that was really bothering me a lot, I guess I could just like enlarge it a little bit to make it actually round, but that's what we're working with those holes. The exhaust one was a 4-inch, and then the wastegate was like 2.5, I think. All right, so moving on to an oil leak. I fixed this one leak. I changed this fitting about 3 times. I thought it was me just messing up, and I believe I actually made a video on that, so you can check that one out too, I guess. But it turns out the AN fitting on the actual relocation kit itself, on the Greddy kit, had a little nick in the end of it, so it was allowing oil to leak out. So I actually moved it from the spot that it was in, because they're kind of interchangeable. You can move them wherever, so I moved it to a more accessible spot, so if it decides to leak again, it's a lot easier to get to. I put some RTV on it just to see if it'll hold. So so far that one looked like it was holding, and I think we have, I actually don't know from which other one. I probably should have just put RTV on all of them when I did it, but one of the other ones is leaking. Not a big deal. It's not catastrophic. We'll live. I could get around to it. I'll fix it, whatever. And then the last thing, which is kind of the main thing, is my clutch line. The clutch line is leaking from somewhere. I can't actually find the leak. From the clutch master, I don't see any leaks at all, and then when I go onto the car, I can't tell if it's leaking at all. So if it's leaking, it's a very, very slow leak, and it's like evaporating by the time I see it, or there's just like a little air getting in. So at the end of the last video was a separate time driving the car than the actual test drive video. So like if you stuck around to the end, you'll see like extra footage of me driving it. That day, I basically lost clutch feel coming back home. I had to basically put my foot underneath the clutch and lift it and keep pumping it up and down just to make it home. I was like 2 blocks from home, so like I almost didn't make it, but we made it home. It was very annoying with like cars behind you and you're trying to like lift. This is like the clutch pedal here and you're like sticking your foot under it to lift it, pushing. It was very annoying. We made it home. I have a new clutch line coming from Chase Bays. We're just gonna like do like their kind of like more clean clutch line. Might actually route it a little cleaner, but that's basically it. I know this was a lot of talking in this video, but these are things that have to get done to fix the car. Not really fix the car, it's not really broken, but these are things that have to get done to make this car like legit. These are, I could start driving it more and more, start bringing it to more meets and stuff like that, and then we'll have the engine broken in and we'll go for the tune and we'll try to make this 600 horsepower. Cross your fingers for me on the 600. I know realistically it might not happen, but we're hoping for it. So, if you want to continue following along with this build, this is my S14 240 with the RB25. I didn't do the swap, I bought it swapped, but I fully built the engine. Keep joining in. There's a lot more fun content to come when we finally get this working. So join me again, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.